All right, today we're diving into a relationship that's getting deeper and more interesting by the day, the one between India and France. And believe me, this partnership is moving way beyond just politics. It's connecting people in ways you might not expect.
Okay, so just picture it. You've made it to Paris. You're standing right there, in front of the Eiffel Tower, ready for that perfect vacation photo. You go to buy your ticket, and you pull out your phone.
And boom, you pay for it using the exact same UPI app you use to buy chai back home. No messing with currency exchange, no fumbling for a new credit card, just a quick, simple scam.
Yeah, that's not some future dream. It's happening right now. France is actually the first European country to adopt India's UPI system. And while it's super convenient for tourists, it's also a really powerful symbol of how this partnership is getting woven into the fabric of everyday life.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at the new special status of this partnership. Then we'll dive into the three big pillars holding it up: strategic independence, future-focused tech, and, the real-world connection for people like you and me. And finally, we'll zoom out and see why this alliance is such a big deal.
So, what's really changed here? Well, the whole relationship just got a major official upgrade with a super ambitious plan called Horizon 2047 that sets the course for decades to come. They're now calling it a special global strategic partnership. Now, I know that sounds like a mouthful of diplomatic jargon, but what it really means is that they've made a pact to work together as a major force for stability in the world, to build strong economies, guarantee their own security, and help keep things predictable.
And this isn't just some short-term plan. The Horizon 2047 roadmap is all about the long game. It kicked off by celebrating 25 years of partnership in 2023. It's getting supercharged now with the launch of a year of innovation in 2026, and it's all aimed at the year 2047, which, of course, marks 100 years of India's independence. All right, on to our first pillar, strategic autonomy. What does that mean? Well, simply put, it's about making sure both countries can make their own decisions on the world stage without having to rely on anyone else. And a huge piece of that puzzle is co-designing the future of defense. And this is where we're seeing some absolutely massive deals. I mean, we're talking about 26 new Rafale jets just for India's aircraft carriers, 3 more advanced Scorpion submarines that'll be built in India, and, this is the big one, working together to develop a brand new jet engine for India's next-generation stealth fighters. Plus, it's all about Make in India, with a new Tata Airbus facility set to be the first private helicopter assembly line in the entire country. But here's the real game changer. It's not just about India buying French hardware. As the former ambassador Jawad Ashraf says, France is doing something pretty much no one else will, offering a 100% transfer of technology. The goal here isn't just a sale. It's to actually co-develop and co-produce, helping build a genuine defense industry inside India. That is huge. Okay, so let's move on to Pillar 2. This is all about looking to the future. It's about collaborating on the stuff that's going to define the next century: technology, clean energy, and space. And a really key piece of this is nuclear energy. The two countries are partnering up on something called small modular reactors, or SMRs. Think of it like this. Instead of building one gigantic, sprawling nuclear plant, these are smaller reactors that are actually built in a factory and can be installed in more places, offering a much more flexible way to get clean power. And the ambition here is, well, it's massive. With collaborations like this one, India is aiming to hit a nuclear capacity of over 22,000 megawatts by 2032. To put that in perspective, that's nearly tripling its current capacity. It's a gigantic leap for India's clean energy goals. And that year of innovation in 2026 is where the rubber really hits the road. We're going to see Europe's biggest tech fair, Viva Tech, team up with the Bangalore Tech Summit. You've got startup hubs in Hyderabad and France linking up their ecosystems, and there are plans for deep collaboration in everything from AI and securing critical minerals to joint missions between the two space agencies, ISRO and CNS. Okay, so this brings us to Pillar 3, and this is where all that high-level strategy starts to feel really personal. It's all about creating real, tangible opportunities and connections for the people in both countries. Just take a look at this. If you're an Indian student who gets a master's degree in France, you now get a 5-year visa to stay and work. 5 years! That is more than double what the UK offers, and way more than Germany. It's a crystal clear signal that France is rolling out the red carpet for Indian talent. And that makes a huge difference in people's lives. Listen to Ankit Mehta's story.
That 5-year window meant he could actually build a career, moving from a startup to a big bank, all without the constant panic of his visa running out. It turns an education into a real career path.
And what's really amazing is that this isn't just about a temporary job. That 5-year visa is basically a direct, clear-as-day pathway to permanent residency in France. For students who want to build a real future in Europe, the steps are laid out right in front of them. So let's pull back for a second. Why does all of this actually matter? Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture and what this powerful alliance means for the rest of the world. So what are the big takeaways? Well, first, it lets both countries chart their own course. It creates a really important balancing force in the critical Indo-Pacific region. It helps them both diversify supply chains so they aren't dependent on any one country. And it acts as a bridge, strengthening the entire EU-India relationship. At the end of the day, it's about two major democracies teaming up to keep the world stable. And you can really see just how much this partnership has evolved. The old relationship was, well, it was more transactional, we'll buy these jets from you. But this new partnership is truly transformational. It's about creating things together, tackling global problems together, and building these deeply connected ecosystems for talent, for startups, and for trade. Which really leaves us with one last big question. When you have two major democracies with so much in common, aligning their futures this closely, what's the next great global challenge, whether it's in climate or technology or security, that they're going to decide to take on together?